Alright, so the first fragrance that I have here is going to be one of the best blue fragrances on the market. And it's one that is a bit more unique than, say, Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel. It has a bit more of a sweet nuance to it that's not quite like Invictus, but it's in its own lane, really. Hence why it's one of the best blues on the market right now. Now, the last time that I wore this, someone mentioned that it smelled like the color purple. And, you know, I kind of get that, actually. This has that aroma to it. Some may say blue, this one smells purple to them. That fragrance is going to be YSL Y EDP. Now guys, I have owned the YSL Y EDT. It's just the one that is the most appealing to me. YSL Y EDT was a bit too sharp for my opinion. This one right here is just right. It legit smells like clean water. It smells like you just dove into a freshwater lake. And the spokesperson behind this is Lenny Kravitz. I mean, come on, you gotta trust Lenny Kravitz. This fragrance will bring you compliments, it'll bring you the confidence that you need from, you know, smelling nice. And it's just so great, pretty much any way you wear it. You can wear it dressed down, dressed up. It is, by definition, an easy reach fragrance. With great performance, great projection, longevity. Honestly, this is a 10 out of 10 blue fragrance. Again, guys, that is YSL Y Eau de Parfum. Now, number 2 is going to be one of the most summery fragrances that I have in my collection. It screams summer, but again, I look forward to wearing it when it needs to be a little bit cooler. Because I work in a hospital, it makes sense to wear fresh fragrance in a hospital. You can't necessarily wear boozy, tobacco-heavy fragrances while I'm there. You can, but this is not, you know, something that I want to do. Now, this is not going to be the best fragrance from this line. It's not going to be the best flanker from this line. But to me, it is fantastic. It just screams summer. It screams happy. It screams just a nice fragrance. It's simple. It's not too complex. It's an easy reach, but it is a bit different than your general Sauvage or your general Bleu de Chanel or your general Dolce & Gabbana light blue. So if you Dolce & Gabbana light blue sun. Now with this, you're gonna have your light blue DNA, obviously, but there's gonna be a hint of coconut in the top of it. So it gives it more of a summery style vibe. Even though it says summer, I mean, you see this, you think summer, but I'm still gonna be wearing it in the fall and the winter. Because I love myself some fall freshies. And I've not given this one nearly enough wear, guys. Now, number 3 on this list is gonna be one that's gonna be layered with every fragrance that I wear this fall. It makes everything that I wear get like a +1 in terms of compliment factor. Because it just makes everything else project and just kind of smell better in sillage. This is gonna go to Molecule 01. Which, you guys, if you have not tried the ISO E Super out yet, please do. This is one that I highly recommend. If you can find a cheaper alternative to the fragrance, try it out and don't knock it until you try it, guys. And try it heavy, because guys, I wear this like 7 sprays a day of this stuff. Which is something that might sound like a lot, but if you know anything about ISO E Super, you know that there's not much of a scent to it unless you wear a ton of it. And well, I wear a ton of it. Now, the next fragrance on this list is gonna be one of the best releases from this year. It smells like it costs a lot more than it actually does. It's like you take all your blues, all your general mass-appealing blues, put them all into a bucket, mix them up and throw a pineapple into it, and you get Abercrombie Fitch First Instinct together. It's sweet, it's nice, it's inviting. It easily complement Polar fragrance for roughly about 20 bucks. And in my opinion, it's the best from this line. Just because it doesn't scream overly youthful, it doesn't scream like just high school fragrance. It's not like an Axe body spray kind of scent. This actually has more casual, like daily kind of wear, kind of vibe to it. And like I said, you take your general blue fragrances and throw in some pineapple, and not pineapple-y like Aventus. You're not gonna get the Aventus vibe with this at all. You're gonna get general blue designer with pineapple. Now, number 5 on this list, you're gonna kind of go back to the Aventus style fragrance, and you're gonna bring out a fragrance that is Aventus, but the fresher take on Aventus. I honestly see myself wearing this more than Aventus this cooler weather season. It's bright, it's inviting, it's Aventus. It has definite cooler, fresher nuances to it than that does. You take Creed Aventus, take out the ambergris and some of the smokier notes, and you get Creed Aventus cologne. So it's a phenomenal scent here, guys. It's just so inviting, it's so nice, it's highly complimented. This is one that I wore primarily before the COVID hit and before, you know, all that. So I go out in public in bars and wear this, and people will always say that I smell very nice. And when I ask them what it smelled like, they would say high quality. But they would always come up to me and say this is one that kind of reeled in compliments. This is honestly on the wow factor in compliments, guys. If you do anything for yourself before this year ends, at least get a decant of this fragrance and try it out for yourself. And again, guys, that is Creed Aventus cologne. And number 6 on this list, guys, is one that I've really neglected to wear this past summer, because this is when that's when I wanted to wear it. I wanted to wear this one in the fall, but I just didn't really get around to it. Mostly because the bottle here is kind of mini and it just kind of got overlooked. And the bottle itself doesn't really pop out at you when you look at it. Now, the reason why I want to wear this fall is because last fall I wore one from the same line. It's just a different one. I wore it as like a jacket spray. It's one that I could just kind of throw on everywhere. This one, though, smells a bit higher quality and a bit better coming off my skin. It's a sweet green fragrance. With that, you're going to get Vintage Green by Banana Republic. And guys, when I say that this smells niche, it smells niche, like in terms of it smells high quality. Now, I know that niche and high quality don't necessarily go hand in hand, but this one right here, it just smells of high quality. With great projection, great longevity. This is honestly, it's near a 10 out of 10 fragrance, if not. 10 out of 10. It just smells so inviting. It smells brisk. It's almost cooling, which might take away from it being a fall fragrance. But again, working indoors, you want these kind of fresh fragrances, stuff that can be worn in rooms, smaller rooms, that won't offend people that are around you, which is difficult to do with a lot of these heavier, darker, fall style fragrances. Now, next on this list is going to kind of contradict what I just said. It's going to be a very beast mode scent. It's going to be loud. It's going to be in your face. It's going to project. It's going to be one that you don't want to overspray. It's going to be one that you don't want to spray 5 to 10 times. It's going to be one that you want to spray about 3 or 4 times. But in the air, the notes are so fruity and the dry down is so woody. Someone once said that it smells like fruity pebbles in the air. The sillage in this is fantastic. It's where the compliments come in. It's where people will come to you and say, hey, you smell nice. It is compared to a Ventus, but for me, it's different in the opening. The notes aren't quite as easy to pick out. It just smells like a cocktail of fruits, musk, and woods. With that, what you're gonna get is Cedrat Boise by Mancera. Now, most people will say that its brother, the red tobacco, is what will be worn primarily in the fall and cooler months. But this is what I'm gonna reach for. I mean, red tobacco is gonna be great, but in terms of freshies or fresher fragrances, this is gonna be one that I'm gonna reach for from the line. Because there's no oud, there's no notes in that are really super pungent. Honestly, on the warm weather days, it can be a bit cloying due to the sweetness from the fruits in the opening. But in the fall, I cannot wait to see this thing shine. And guys, this is the niche fragrance that we found for about $90, which is great for a niche fragrance price, especially seeing it as how strong this fragrance is. This is about a 10-hour fragrance come off my skin and projects for just about all of that. But again, guys, that is Mancera Cedrat Boise. Now we're gonna go way down totem pole in terms of pricing. But the scent here is gonna be just as bright, just as inviting. It's not even close to being in the same realm of style fragrance, but in terms of it being a projection monster, one that lasts, one that people will say you smell nice. This is in the same ball field as that, even though it costs like 1/10 the cost. Guys, the next one's gonna be Blue Cedar and Cypress. Now, this one can be found for about $25 at places like Target and Walmart. It's such a bright, inviting lemon leaf in the opening. It is a bit sharp, but once it dries down, the sillage is phenomenal. This is one that has had people say that smells like Christmas tree. So I don't really get it, I don't really see that, but it's happened on more than one occasion. And like I said, I'll say it again, this is about $25, which you cannot beat for this quality of scent. And next is going to be the fragrance that I reach for when I want something that's going to be marine, like smelling like the ocean. Now, it's not going to be that one that you're thinking of. It's probably not going to be even close to that one that they're thinking of. This fragrance smells like if you dove into a freshwater lake and then walked out like midnight. With that, you're going to get Bulgari Aquamarine. This is a phenomenal, cool, warm weather fragrance, but again, it works so well in where I work in the hospital setting. It's so inoffensive. It smells like clean water. And if you work in a hospital, you know that it does not always smell like clean water, and this kind of fixes that. Because guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but working in a hospital, units can really stink bad. And you can't wear cologne on all the units in a lot of hospitals, but some you can. And sometimes, like I said, those units stink, and things like this help a lot. You'll find yourself going through the hallway, kind of just spraying to get it to smell better in there. I do not recommend using this as a room spray, guys, but you gotta do what you gotta do. This one works well for that. And it works even better coming off your skin though. And now lastly but not least is gonna be my most warm, fresh fragrance for the fall, for the summer, for ever pretty much. Until I find one that, kind of tops it. Kind of like how last year my fresh fragrance was Ultime. This one kind of topped it for me. But guys, that fresh fragrance is gonna be Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense. It's just so nice. The opening's so brisk. That first grapefruit accord, you can't beat it. It's sharp, it's piercing, it reaches. I'm telling you right now, guys, you get this one and this one, you put them together, and just thank me later. It will just do so much for you. It's just the aquatic notes, just the marine notes that are in this fragrance that are just so pleasant and inviting and very, very inoffensive to people that are around you. I say that mostly because here in the cool weather months, it's very easy to wear things that can be super, offensive to people that are around you. Like you don't want to go to a small room smelling like straight bourbon, vanilla, those thick notes like that. You can, but there are high chances of, offending someone that's around you. And that's kind of the last thing you want to do when you're wearing a fragrance. Yes, wear it for yourself, but you gotta be cautious of people that are around you. But guys, on that note, I want to hear what some of your fresh fragrances that you're gonna wear this year and this fall are gonna be. On that note, keep it gent, love your scent, and I'll see you all next time.